Hello everybody and welcome back to a new episode of Me As Well. So, as from the next coming week, so that will be this week and Christmas and the first week of January, all of the episode will be solo. It will be purely by me, just because obviously with the studio moving and also because I'm be traveling. So I thought I'd put a bit more of solo episode out there before we start welcoming new guests for the month of January. So in today's episode, what I want to speak about is a bit of the lessons and what I've learned along the way with the podcast. And I know I still got a long way to go, but I want to give you a bit more of the behind the scene because I've been requested a lot about that. Like, what is it? Is it that easy? What made you choose that? And I know I've mentioned it a bit on the 1 year episode, but I feel like I was so emotional and I was rushing to kind of record the episode that I didn't touch on the points that I wanted to touch about. So just to kind of make you guys understand why I started podcasting is when I was younger, I always wanted to do YouTube, but coming from where I come from, I thought, what am I gonna vlog? Like, why would people listen and look at my vlog? What was so special about me that other people would like and want to watch? And obviously that was a very negative mindset that I had. And again, I was, still on the time where I was finding myself. Now that I'm on my healing journey, I understood, and healing, growing journey, whatever journey you want to call it, understanding really who I am and what's my purpose in this life, I realized that I have a voice. And I want to help people. I want to make people understand that your dreams are achievable. Whatever you want to do in life is achievable. You need to obviously, the first part, which actually I want to talk about, is take action. So last year, when I was talking about doing this podcast, I was so hyper focused about the logistic of, I need cameras, I need lights, I need this, I need that. Do I need to do a niche? Do I to topic, or do I need to broaden the topics? What are the kind of topic that I can actually put there? What would represent me? What would be I was lost in this spiral of looking for perfection and thinking that I needed perfection to start and take action. But this is wrong. I clearly understood afterwards that if I wanted to make this happen, I had to take action. So I thought to myself, okay, I'm not good at editing, but let's learn about doing audios only. Let's start about podcasting with audios only and see, at least have a taste of how that would feel. So I remember I ordered on Amazon this mic where you just plug it into your iPhone, went on GarageBand and started to record on GarageBand and learn through a friend of mine. Shout out to Brian to helping me with that, because he took a lot of his work time helping me navigate and understanding the whole editing process. But anyway, understood this, started to record, make it a habit. And the most important thing is being consistent with it, and then I understood, I remember there was a moment when I was doing the audios where I was overwhelmed because editing was not my strength. Recording was fine, but editing was not my strength. And I found that sometimes talking to myself was a bit weird and I felt like there was no structure. I was extremely overcritical. So over time then I understood that, it's okay, it's part of the process. And then one day when my first guest, which was Fabio, who reached out to me because when I told him that I started my podcast and explained to him what I was trying to do with the podcast, he always said, I'd love to be a guest. And I said, okay, fine. And the day that he reached out to me, I was like, okay, do I want to do that on audio like I did with the first episode with Marlis? Or do I want, not the first, it was the fourth episode, but Marlis was one of the first guests who was on my podcast through audio. Or do I want to put cameras? But then I started to be stressed because I was like, okay, I need to purchase cameras, I need to purchase lights, I need to purchase mics, how do this work? It was a whole new world with me, which obviously it is not my strength. And I understood that also it would be very costly, and I did not have the finance to invest in lights, cameras, etc. So I then decided I would book a studio. That's when Podcast Help Studio came in the picture. I was like, let me book one session, see how it works, see the quality, if I like what they're producing, and then we'll take it from there. Unknowingly, like I didn't know that I would have more guests coming in, or that I would start asking my friend and they would be up for it. So we did the recording with Fabio. I still remember till now how uncomfortable I was, because when you're recording an audio, you don't really care how you look like. You don't really care how you dress or how your hair is looking or anything. You just focus on what you're delivering, the message you're trying to deliver. And then that's when I realized that I was so hard on myself, because when I got the episode, I was so hyper focused on, oh my God, my hair looks so weird. I thought I looked good, but I don't look good. All of this kind of critical things came to my mind unknowingly. And but apart from that, one thing I realized that it was stress-free for me, in the sense that I just came, I brought my guest, the team did my editing. I would then afterwards upload the episode, work on the thumbnail, my description, and then that was my part of the job. But the whole editing, which was something that I was dreading all the time, was not from me. And it was better that way, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the best at editing. So then it made sense to me that I decided that I'm gonna start investing into a studio who I trust, who I like, where I'm comfortable with, and I'm gonna be doing more and more and more episodes and see where it goes. And it was for me just like, let's get a new guest, let's talk about something else, and that's how it grew. And along this journey also, that's when I realized that, how I mentioned earlier, I was so critical about myself. Coming to one thing that I would like to mention as well is the movement that we're currently doing with Emma at the moment. If you didn't hear the episode with Emma, we're currently doing this movement where we're asking anyone who wants to participate to basically just take a selfie of yourself with no makeup, no filters, tag It's Me as well, tag Emma with the hashtag This Is Me. You will have until the end of December to participate. I will be reposting all of these pictures and reach out to anyone that participate. And then in January, we'll set a date with Emma and do a 2-hour free photo shoot at her studio to celebrate our true beauty. And that idea came to the fact that of how we are so hard and mean to ourselves on the way that we talk to ourselves and the way that we're critical. But I bet with you, if tomorrow you were to look at your friend, your best friend, you would never say the words that you're saying to you. You know what I mean? If that makes sense? Yeah, that makes sense. So that's what I want to say. Be kind to you first and join the movement. It will be a beautiful initiative. It will be a nice 2 hours. There might be goodie bag, who knows? You'll know if you participate. But yeah, again, that's another beauty of me as well, is those conversations. I always say that we're all in different journey, but we'll always have that one thing where we'll connect with each other. And that's a reminder that I have constantly with me as well. And I love it, having this conversation, having this 1 hour, no distraction, where we're just focused and having that great conversation. But there's also certain things that you guys need to know. As much as I enjoy the conversation, there's a lot of stress that comes on my end as well, in the sense that sometimes, as you may know, I still have my 9-to-5 job while doing podcasting, and balancing that can be hard sometimes. It's understanding that, okay, I need to obviously make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do at work, but I also need to make sure that I can still record, because podcasting is something that I really enjoy. So balancing and planning is very important, while making sure that it's also suiting like my guest availabilities as well. And for example, like today, where the podcast studio is currently, as I mentioned at the beginning, moving to a new location, and they worked so hard to find me a location to be able to continue and record, but this is also a lot of stress. So I just want to say that what you get out there, there's a lot of hard work, there's a lot of things that happen behind the screen that you guys don't know. But one thing that keeps me going is understanding my why. Why am I doing this? What's the purpose? And then you realize that over time, it's actually amazing. I love having those conversations. Trust me, a couple of hours before you stress. But then when you're sitting with your guests, having that amazing conversation that sometimes, 3/4 of the times the conversation turned out better than what I expected, you know? It's so beautiful, and it's so not like, I learned so much through these kind of conversation, and I'm so glad that I'm able to share it with you. But I just want to know if tomorrow you guys want to start, whether that's a podcast, a YouTube, anything that you want to achieve, all right? Take action. Do not wait for the perfect timing or perfect time, because perfect time will never happen. The perfect time is when you decide to take action. Take action. Plan yourself accordingly. Understand if that is something that really drives you. Like, obviously with podcasting, I needed to understand if that was really something I wanted to go. And slowly things unfolded and made me understand what was my strength, which was obviously speaking here in front of you and sharing my journey, with always mentioning that I am not an expert. I'm just sharing my personal journey with you all and trying to bring my authenticity out there, because that's how people connect. You know, it's being vulnerable and telling you exactly how I feel, telling you my story, because you will find out that some of you will actually be able to relate to this story. So take action, start it. There are days where it's gonna be hard. My office is in the Palm, and the studio used to be in Business Bay. So during, like, for example, now when it's like school and winter season, it takes me sometime during like traffic rush hours, it takes me an hour to drive. It's tiring sometimes, but it's always remembering why you're doing it. And that's the beauty of it. I just want to say that obviously me as well, I know it's not perfect. I know it's still an ongoing journey. If you have any recommendation, anything that you would like me to introduce, let me know. Please comment in the description box. I've also been thinking, let me know if that would be something you would like. Maybe to, along with the podcast, set a day in the week where we could be doing live. We can do Q&As, we can exchange more, because as much as I enjoy speaking on the screen, I like the exchange, and I think that would be a great way for me to also be able to communicate with you guys out there, you know, following and supporting me, and you know, that's how we connect. So if that's the case and you want that, let me know what day you think would be good, what time you think would be good, and then we'll take it from there for 2025. So that's all I think I have for today's episode. I just want to let you know that, you know, if you have a dream, believe in it, take action. It's gonna happen. It's about being consistent. It's about showing up. I love this metaphor. It's like, because the gym is such an important part of my life, it's like showing up to the gym on every day, on a daily basis. Some days you're gonna be motivated, some days you're not gonna be motivated, but the fact that you're showing up for yourself, that's your win, you know? So keep showing up, keep being consistent, remember your why, understand that there will be hard days, there will be obstacle in the way, there will be hard times as well, but you just gotta keep going and you'll see it will all unfold. Keep showing up, being consistent, be authentic, be you, stay true to your why, and you will be just fine. So on that note, guys, I'm gonna end today's episode. Thank you for listening. And just a quick reminder, don't forget to join the movement. It will be a great 2-hour photo shoot and something great to be expecting for the month, for the new year, for 2025. So yeah, join the movement. Thank you for listening. Love you loads. And on this note, I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I'll see you in the next one.